Hello everyone, I'm Sudhir Hasbe. I'm the Director of Product Management for Smart Analytics platform at Google Cloud. And today I wanted to share our roadmap with you all. So the size of data across organizations is growing. And if you look at it according to IDC, we will have 175 zettabytes of data by 2025. And as the size of data is growing, organizations really need a very strong analytics platform so that they can actually get value out of this all the data that they're collecting. And at Google, data and analytics is in our DNA. We have been doing big data for years and years. We collect massive amounts of data and transform that data into insights that can be embedded within every application. We have 9 applications that have more than 1 billion users that use them on a daily basis. So we have made it really easy for collecting the data as well as leveraging that to build great applications. If you extend that broader, we have tons of customers using the Google Cloud Platform, and we'll talk more about what we have across the platform. But there are 5 key reasons why organizations are leveraging Google Cloud Platform, which is actually built on the same infrastructure that we have built for building our internal applications. So first reason is you can analyze data at scale with Google Cloud. We have massive scale infrastructure globally available so that you can analyze data at any scale. The second is we have embedded machine learning within our applications. Just one example, we'll talk more in details about that later, but our goal is to democratize machine learning by making it accessible to every different persona within your organization. Like for example, for analysts, we have SQL-based machine learning capabilities that is available. The third is we want to make insights available to everybody within the organization. A lot of times insights in organizations have been restricted to very few decision makers, but we fundamentally believe that insights should be available to every person in the organization. So every decision is data driven within an organization. The fourth key thing is as organizations become more real time, want to make more real time decisions, Google and Google Cloud has actually invested a lot in building a platform that enables these real-time decisions, whether they are predictive decisions in real time or just day-to-day decisions that you want to make. We basically enable all of those different scenarios. And finally, and most importantly, we are making our platform more open. We are making it available across different clouds, and we'll talk a bit more about that as we go forward today. And at Google Cloud, and with the addition of Looker, now we have end-to-end solutions for different personas. As I mentioned, we want to generate insights for everybody within the organization, different personas. And so, for example, in a retail organization, in your marketing and sales teams, if you want to understand what customer segments are actually buying your products, let's say that was your problem, we have a solution for that. For store managers, how do I maximize revenue across channels? Or for merchandising, how can I understand inventory trends to make better assortment decisions? Similarly, in logistics and for executives, how is the overall business performing? So we have these Looker blocks that actually work really well with our products like BigQuery, and we'll talk more about BigQuery, that allow you to go ahead and get the segmentation, they can do retention, they can do affinity analysis, as well as A/B testing. And so holistically between what we provide in the data platform with BigQuery as well as with Looker, now you have these industry solutions that you can actually apply to your problems. Similarly, if you look at in gaming, for creative teams, you have which assets are going to be really important for players, which ones are they going to gravitate to? Or for producers, it will be how do I engage with players within the games, like is it in-game experiences and in-game analytics that they want to understand? For marketing, how well are we retaining users, and what do we do with churn that's happening? On monetization, on the monetization side, how is our game making money and which areas are making money? If you want to understand all of these different kind of metrics, for gaming, we have gaming analytics, A/B testing, retention analysis and sessionization as pre-built blocks that you can actually go ahead and leverage out of the box. Similarly, in the media, we have focused on, from a content manager perspective, how do I anticipate which content will be most successful? Very similar to the gaming one, as we said, what content is really going to be important for the audience. Or in marketing, how do I assess the optimal placement for ad spots to maximize ROI for the clients? Or from customer acquisition perspective, how do you target the right customers to bring in? And again, how do I pursue customer channels with the highest revenue growth? So all of these questions can be answered through these looker blocks for content creation and viewing, retention analysis, marketing and advertising 360, especially customer 360, where you want to understand everything about your customer. You have pre-built blocks that actually allow you to go ahead and get value out of these. And in financial services, very similar across various different personas. You can go ahead and answer different kinds of questions based on the customer cohorts, or retention analysis, affinity analysis, or sequencing of transactions. And all of this allows you to go ahead and get started immediately, reduce time to value. And if your data sets are available in Google Cloud with Looker, you will be able to go ahead and answer all of these valuable questions out of the box. So this is our big focus now, having the solutions ready so that we can give you the value in as less time as possible. And as you see all these solutions that we have across industry verticals, we also have like 4 key solution areas that we think about as we think about our product portfolio. If you think about them, first is modernizing your data analytics using BigQuery. The second is building highly scalable managed data lake solutions. Third is making more real-time decisions with our streaming analytics solution. And then finally, deriving more value from the enterprise BI and data applications solution that we have. So let's first talk about a modernizing data analytics platform with BigQuery. BigQuery is highly scalable, cloud scale data warehousing solution. We have customers that range from few terabytes to hundreds of petabytes. So we can scale to any levels that our customers need, and we can scale with you. The next thing is it's basically completely serverless. You literally bring your data in and start analyzing. You don't have to worry about machines and monitoring and keeping things up and all. We have completely decoupled compute and storage. We may be the one of the only solutions that can purely decouple it, because in Google Cloud, we have a petabit network that allows us to access data anytime from a storage layer. Similarly, making real-time decisions and real-time getting the real-time insights is important, so that's available. We have customers that are actually ingesting tens of millions of events per second directly into the analytics solution and do real-time analysis on top of it. We'll talk more about BigQuery ML, which is our SQL-based machine learning capability, and then insights for everybody, as I talked about. But one of the first things when we talk about modernizing an analytics platform is, how do you get data in? We at Google Cloud have spent a lot of time in building hundreds of different connectors to different systems, whether it is like SaaS applications, and we have partnerships with various different partners like Fivetran and others who provide these connectors to you, and there are some native connectors. We have Google sources covered, as well as we have various other on-prem sources that organizations can use. But from a roadmap perspective, let me talk about 4 key areas that we are focusing on. So first of all, BI engine. We have this theme around always fast, always fresh. We want to make sure you get your latest data and you're seeing them really blazing fast in your experiences. So BI engine is our in-memory technology that allows you to go ahead and cache information, but not just cache. Anytime your underlying data changes, we automatically update the caches so that you always get that blazing fast speed for your dashboards. And it's going to natively work with Looker and when we release it later in the year. So there's a good demo that we have shown in a couple of sessions. You should absolutely look at them. And similarly, materialized views will make your queries really fast, dashboards really fast. There are other three things that I do want to talk about. First of all, it's BigQuery ML. Machine learning is everywhere. Every organization I talk to wants to do machine learning. But one of the big challenges was the skill set gap between what organizations could do or could not do with the experts that they had, with data scientists and all. So what we are doing is to make it super easy for analysts who are really good with data. They understand data really well, to empower them to do machine learning. And how are we doing that? With just 2 lines of SQL, now you can create machine learning models, and another 2 lines like select ml.predict, and you can get predictions out of the system. And we take care of all the complexity behind the scenes for you. You don't have to worry about it. And we are seeing tremendous adoption of that at various different organizations. Here is just a list of different types of models that we support. We have everything from regression models. We have k-means clustering. There are organizations that are taking customer information that they have for their enterprise customers, segmenting them into different categories using k-means clustering. They are running recommendations with email campaigns and stuff like that with matrix factorization. Logistics companies are actually using our time series model to go ahead and estimate when the package is going to reach to the destination and all. And with the latest edition of DNN classifier, XGBoost, AutoML table, we are just enabling all the various use cases that organizations have. But the most important thing we have added recently is TensorFlow interoperability. So your analysts can create models, validate them, run campaigns, but then export it as TensorFlow and give it to the central IT team or the team, machine learning team that's running the service, and they can host it into an actual machine learning service. So this is actually empowering analysts to run real production workloads using BigQuery ML. So that's the second one. The third one, which we are super excited about, is we want to democratize insights, as I mentioned. And democratization of insights, the next level of that is to empower anybody in the organizations to ask a question and get an answer. And so we have this long-term vision to take, like similar to Google Assistant, have like a data assistant for enterprise organizations. This is our first step in that journey where you will be able to ask a question, get an answer. This is powered by the same technology that is powering Google Assistant. It's called Analyzer, which allows us to go ahead and scale really fast and actually give you really good results. And the fourth one, the next one that I want to talk about, the fourth topic, is BigQuery Omni. Every organization I talk to is in multi-cloud scenario. They have data across multiple clouds. So what we are doing is we are taking our crown jewel, BigQuery, and making it available for you to analyze data in AWS starting now in our private alpha, and then also Azure coming soon. And in this case, you don't have to worry about the infrastructure, nothing. You just come in, tell us where the data is in S3, give us access to it. And then in BigQuery interface, you just come and write like any other query that you would write. And to conceptually think about it, it's just another region for us. We already have BigQuery has the US EU region, you have Tokyo, London region, and then you have AWS region, which will be based on S3, and then you will have an Azure region, which will be other like data sets you may have there. So fundamentally, just the same query interface, you do everything similar after you set up, and then we give you that consistent experience, and we will give you ability to analyze data at scale on all of these different cloud environments with this. So the second solution area that I want to talk about is managed data lakes at scale. A lot of organizations run like large scale data lakes on Google Cloud. Everybody from Twitter to Pandora, HSBC are some of our examples of large customers. But one of the most important things I've seen as organizations are moving to cloud is breaking down the silo between a data warehouse and a data lake and databases. Like organizations are looking to go ahead and interoperate across all of these data environments. They want a single place where you can actually go ahead and analyze data across all of these silos that were created on premises. And so we have spent a lot of time over last year to 2 years on like opening up our environment, making it completely interoperable. For example, you can take BigQuery and actually analyze data on data lake. So you can run queries on Parquet and ORC files, That's exactly what you can do with Omni. I spoke about Omni just a minute back, and you can run queries on Parquet files on S3. But we made that interoperability really good. And then also you can leverage BigQuery to query data in various databases. The second thing you can do, which is even more powerful, is you can take your data lake execution engines like Spark or Hadoop and run those on top of data that's already in BigQuery. So fundamentally, really an interoperability across all of your data. And from a roadmap perspective, there are three key bets that we have that we are making, and that's what will be coming in coming months. First of all, enterprise notebooks. We fundamentally believe that organizations are moving towards notebook experiences. That is the platform or tool of choice for all of the data scientists. So we are investing a lot on that. Managed environment for data lakes, like managed Hive Metastore, which has been a big ask from our customers. That's coming. And then, of course, we do believe that more and more workloads will move to Kubernetes, and therefore analytics on Kubernetes, especially Spark on Kubernetes, is our first bet. We'll get to Presto and other Flink and other technologies. But from a notebooks perspective, what we are working on is we have a single Cloud AI notebooks in Google Cloud. You can leverage the same notebook. Now we have a big data notebook type within the same environment. So you go create your notebook in the same experience, and then you can leverage that notebook to analyze data, whether it's in BigQuery, whether you want to use Dataproc, whether you're using Dataflow, the whole portfolio. You just have one type of notebook to go everything, and we are adding a lot of security extensions to it and all of that. So super excited about this one big announcement that we have coming. The second thing is, if you look at solutions now, let's move to the third solution we have, which is around building the real-time businesses and making real-time decisions on streaming data. And on Google Cloud, if you look at it, there's a whole set of services that allow you to collect data at scale, like PubSub. Large organizations, one of the largest music services in the industry, uses it for collecting of every song play and all. You can leverage transforms that can be done in Dataflow at scale, which is our service for running large-scale batch and stream processing. And then you can store that data in BigQuery or Bigtable or AI platform to make real-time decisions and all. So all of these end-to-end pipelines that organizations are running are really exciting. And if you look at the key 3 or 4 things that we are announcing today, and especially making available in next few months, is one is PubSub Lite. It's basically a really low-cost messaging service. So if you are managing your own infrastructure to do messaging, whether it's Kafka, whether it's Rabbit, some different services, you can now get a very low-cost publish, subscribe messaging capability from Google Cloud. Dataflow SQL, we fundamentally believe in SQL as an interface. We have SQL available to run machine learning, and then we are making SQL available for organizations to do real-time streaming analytics directly on the streaming data. And so that's what Dataflow SQL is. We are making it easy to manage the pipelines and all. But the most important thing I'm super excited about is streaming predictions with real-time AI. There are 2 key strengths in Google. We are really good at machine learning and AI, and we are really good at, the platform is great at doing streaming analytics. And we are bringing both of these together to go ahead and give you end-to-end solutions around this space. For example, we have an anomaly detection solution, which actually collects massive amounts of events and then calls the Cloud AI services in real time to do real-time predictions to figure out the anomalies in the streaming data and give you that power to go ahead and make decisions with that. And the fourth solution area I want to talk about today is enterprise BI and data applications and solutions. First of all, I'm super excited that Looker is now part of the Google Cloud family. Looker has very differentiated capability, especially with the LookML modeling capability, the semantic modeling capability, multi-cloud support, supporting 55 plus dialects. Super excited about all of these capabilities. And at Join, you're going to learn a lot more about the roadmap on Looker and all. But today, what I want to focus on are what are the key things we are working on between Looker and Google Cloud so that we can give a much better experience for organizations that want to use Looker on Google Cloud. So with that, there are three key areas that we are investing in. First is Looker completely integrated in the Google Cloud Console. What does that mean? The key thing is when you come to Google Cloud, you see all the different products, whether it's BigQuery, whether it's Dataflow, whether it is our GKE, all of these products, you will see Looker in the same realm. It will have the same security posture. It will be completely deeply integrated in the security framework that we have and all. So you will have a vertically integrated capability where you can use Looker with, let's say, BigQuery and all. But having said that, of course, we are completely committed to multi-cloud. I just announced BigQuery on AWS and Azure. So we are completely committed to multi-cloud deployments of Looker. We do expect organizations to use Looker with various different solutions in different clouds. So that will be a priority. We are going to continue supporting 55 plus dialects. That's why organizations use Looker and all. So that will still be there, but you will get a great experience when you come to Google Cloud. The second area of integration that we are going to work on is BigQuery and Looker very well vertically integrated from an analytical perspective. What that means is with BI Engine, which is our in-memory technology for blazing fast queries, sub-second queries at scale, we will basically have that available with Looker later in the year, where you will be able to go ahead and get that experience. And finally, the most exciting thing for me to talk about is the self-service exploration capability that Looker will provide. And this is basically, you can go from data in BigQuery with just few clicks to visualize it. You can add calculated fields. You can share those dashboards with various people within your organization. And all of that happens without any looking at the LookML code or anything. Anybody in the organization should be able to do it. Behind the scenes, we are creating the LookML model. We will give you ability to go ahead and update the model, change and customize the model. But fundamentally, all of that becomes like few clicks for you. And so this will be a great way for you to go ahead and reduce time to value from your data, to visualize it, analyze it and all. With that, the key thing is we are getting adoption across the globe. We have customers in every industry, in every region that we have. We have seen tremendous growth. Thank you everyone for joining us for this session today and listening to the roadmap. I'm looking forward to more feedback from you, as well as thanks for spending the time today with us.